The bell rings as several college students enter their classrooms. The bell the bell rings a second, third, fourth, and fifth time, announcing tardy for their classes. Various students run up and down the hallways and enter all their classrooms on time before the last bell, including the four Mitche brothers who are normally late every day. Colin sits in class and waits direct behind Tess Mitche. The students in the class were snickering involving the Mitche brothers, but the four Mitche brothers ignored the situation at hand. Kevin Mitche, their dad, walks in the room and teaches another lesson involving pre-algebra. It seems slightly at hours of inaudible talking from Kevin Scott. The group sat there, took notes, and watched as other students engaged in one another, talking in audible dialogue. The bell rang in high velocity, and everybody got up from their chairs. Kevin Mitche responded to Colin Mitche and said, "Hey, son, let me talk to you for a second." Colin looked at Kevin and said, "Yeah, sure, Dad." Colin responded to Kevin and walked up and sat next to him. Kevin Mitche responded to Colin with a sincere question, which Colin was used to hearing from his past. You seem to be delusionized by something. Are you okay?" Colin Mitche responds to it just as evenly and says, no, I'm fine. I just been dealing with some things, and I kind of miss Mom, but it's kind of hard to get over my mom's death about 10 years ago. I'm still dealing with other things, and I don't know what's going on. But it just seems something like something's missing. You know, my sister died last year, and about 6 months ago, and it's kind of hard to get over that. Kevin Mitche moves in his seat. "I know you're missing your sister, Timmy. We can't help our past affairs, and we can't let our past engage with our future. It's 10 years after Mom's death. I understand Timmy died 6 months ago, but it's time to move on. You gotta let those things go." Colin stared at the classroom door as James Mitche removed his head from the area in which Colin was staring at. Colin turns towards Kevin. "But, Dad, in response says, "But Dad, is there something wrong with me or something? Do you know something going on or something?" Kevin Mitche nods a yes from himself before he says, "Yes, you're acting weird. Is there something wrong with your brothers? Are your brothers intimidating you?" Colin stares at his brothers' profound selves, in which they were no longer absent from the air, in which they were staring directly at Colin from a distance, directly at the main teacher's door, was Tess Mitche and Brad Mitche. Tess Mitche walks on into the classroom. Along with Brad Mitche stays at the main door as Tess Mitche pulls a chair and sits in it with the chair backwards, staring direct at Colin. Tess Mitche responds, "Brother, I happen to realize something based off your DNA test results. You're not really normal. Kevin turns and stares at Tess. Responds, what do you mean, son? Tess stares at Kevin. Colden, you're PTSD. Colden shakes his head a little bit and rolls his eyes behind his eyelids before he's responding, post-traumatic stress disorder? Tess sneaks through his teeth. Kevin slams his fist on the table and says, okay, Colden, yes, it means post-traumatic stress disorder. Anything violent, gangster, Kodak, whatever, you're going to respond to it regardless. Looks forward out the window and responds, your actual father had that. Colden. I lied. Brad, Mitche, and James Mitche walked into the room and responded to the situation at hand. Jane stares at Kevin as Kevin Mitche walks to the window. Jane said, you're not a father? Kevin stares out the window. No, I'm not. But I know your father. Your father is Danny. Danny Brackett. The legendary Danny Brackett.